I want to talk to you about today is appreciation and learning the art of taking notice of what's going on around you. At the moment, the world seems to be in a state of flux, and we seem to be getting bombarded by so much negative from all angles. And yet, if you can take a step back and disassociate yourself from all of the rubbish of the world, you can see that around us there is actually a lot of good things going on. And what I've found over time is that it's the smaller things that make the difference. We're all brought up to think about getting this and getting that and getting all the good stuff. But when times are hard and when you're struggling, there are little moments, little small things that happen during the course of your day, it makes all the difference. It can be as simple as watching someone play with their dog out in the field. It can be eating apple crumble and custard. We did that last night, and I'll tell you what, it was absolutely lovely. But it's just a moment of joy. You can tell from the size of my stomach that I do enjoy my food. But seriously, there are so many little things that if you start to notice and appreciate what's going on around you, your whole world can become better. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm James, and I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now. And I'd like to share some of my experiences of my life and offer a bit of encouragement as you move on your way forward. And so today, I want to talk about those little moments of appreciation that can make all the difference to us. As you look round with everything going on, it's very easy to forget that in your own world, there are little moments and people that make all the difference to your life. One of the things that I've noticed is that as I get older, the smaller things are the things that really quite often make the difference. As I go about my life, I like to go out for a walk. Now, if I'm out for a walk and I'm not making a video these days, I kind of like to look at what's going on around me. The things that surprise me the most are the smallest things that can make such a difference. The small things are important, so much so that I've been making part of my journal that I keep on a regular basis. I put one thing a day that has made me smile, that has made me feel better. And it's not always the big things. I'm going to use some examples. This is from my journal of last year. And we're looking at October. So the things that bring me joy, here we go, the first. Proud winner of Pinch Punch for another month. On the second, I had a phone call with my son, Henry. On the third, my brother-in-law's cancer treatment went well. On the 6th, it had been raining badly for a few days. And we went to a little town not too far away from here called Godmanchester and had a walk through the park. And it was underwater in many parts of it. And I had to laugh as I was walking along the path, and there were a group of young teens, I suppose, jumping about in the puddles like they would have done when they were kids. On the 9th, cherryade and a bowl of sweets. It's those sorts of things, the very small things, and where they become useful, is when times are tough and you're feeling a bit miserable and things aren't going the way that you planned. I love to look back in these journals and see the little things that cheered me up. Yesterday, we had a lay-in. Didn't get up till about 9 o'clock. I had the radio on and was singing along to the radio and enjoying myself thoroughly before I even got out of bed yesterday. Debs may not have felt the same, I must admit, but you know what I mean. And speaking of Debs, appreciation of the people that are around you that make your life easier. The people who bring a smile to your face as you go through your day. There's a lot of things, you know, that we can be grateful for. If you have a roof above your head, you have food, your health isn't too bad, things like that, that we take for granted, that we really shouldn't, because there are a lot of people in a worse position than us. Appreciating the things that you've got around you are so important. If you look behind me, you'll see books and you'll see CDs and records and all that kind of stuff. And when I look at my records particularly, and I go through them and I play the odd song, they bring back memories that I appreciate, that have made me happy over the years. They bring back, it's just like a, ooh, that was good. Do you know what I mean? And that's what appreciation of stuff can do for you. With so much negativity that's going on around us, having little things that we can appreciate, you know, make all the difference. They can take you to a different place or bring you out from a worse one. I'm very lucky that I do this channel and I get comments from people like yourself that tell me that what I'm doing is worthwhile. And that, I really appreciate that. That makes me feel good about what I'm doing. It's a funny old world we're living in at the minute. There are lots of challenges. Some of the small things can make all the difference. Yesterday and the day before, we took a bit of time and watched the Godfather trilogy on the TV. I'd had the DVDs for years and hadn't seen them for at least 10. As silly as it sounds, as I sat and watched them yesterday afternoon, I appreciated the fact that I was comfortable in my life and could enjoy just watching the telly. We have so much, you know, we have so much out there that can make us feel good if only we notice it. Our problem is, of course, we don't notice everything. We rarely notice anything. Do you know when you buy a car, or you're thinking to buy a car, and you have this particular car in your mind, and it seems that every time you go out, you see one of that particular car. The rest of the year when you're not looking, you never see them. You don't take any notice whatsoever. But the minute you're thinking of buying one of those cars, it gets locked into your brain and you start seeing things. You see them everywhere. Well, when you start to appreciate the things that you've got around you, when you start looking for the things that you can appreciate in your life, it takes your mind away from the negativity. It sort of helps lift your mood. I'll tell you what else can help lift your mood. Turn off the telly news. Don't watch the news. Don't read a newspaper. Get off social media where you can, especially if there's an ongoing political or religious bias going on. Stay away from it. Try and keep yourself out of it. And start to notice the things that are in your life that can bring you to a more peaceful, a more calm, I suppose, environment as you go through your day. Learn to appreciate the little things. What's good about the little things, you know, is that there are so many of them. If you wait for the big things, sadly you could be waiting a long time. But the little things in life, you know, they're the key. You can look around you, you can appreciate anything. I start the day off in appreciation every day, because that first cup of tea, oh, there is nothing as good as the first cup of tea for me. And that always starts me off in a fairly good mood. Look for the small things in your life. They can make all the difference. Look for the things that you can appreciate. They're out there, you know. They're not just for other people, they're for you too. That's it from me today. Day 12 is over of the 30-day video challenge. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. If you look over there, I've put a playlist up of all the videos I've done in the challenge. Check some of the ones you've missed out, and who knows, you might find something in there of value. I'll see you tomorrow.